It got to the point where I would just cry and I would say, and I wouldn't even speak. Like in sujood, my head would be on the ground and I'd be crying. But in my head, I'm saying, oh Allah, you just know. I don't need to explain to you what's just happened. I don't need to explain to you what I've read. You know what I'm going through. You brought me to it, so you are going to get me through it.
I had the choice of losing my daughter and disowning her, or making sure she stays on the right path, which was
Sunni Islam.
Sunni Islam.
I was born and raised as a Sunni, and I would say my relationship with God was very robotic and quite monotonous. When I was Sunni, it felt very one-sided, that I'm talking, but am I being listened to? And my faith in God never wavered, but it didn't feel like a relationship. And that all shifted and completely changed when I started researching into Islam Ahmadiyya. I always knew that when it comes to God, he will always guide whom he chooses, but you need to ask for guidance. You can't just rely on, oh, if I'm a lucky one, he might just guide me. I thought, I'm not going to risk it. I need to be the one to ask. I read and I read and I read, and I tried to keep it fair. So I would read for and against. And while doing that, I didn't rely entirely on my intellect. I didn't want to be so arrogant as to believe that I solely can decide whether this is right or wrong for me, and not just for me, but also for my family. Because whatever I came across, I knew at some point I'm going to share with everyone. Honestly, I demanded answers from God. I demanded that he assist me in this journey, and that whatever I'm going through, to make it clear what was right and what was wrong. And alhamdulillah, he did do that. At the time, it didn't feel like it. At the time, I was feeling desperate and I was crying and I was stressed. But now looking back, he did exactly what I needed him to do. And then once everything was kind of confirmed, and I thought, okay, so this is basically true, and everything I'm learning about and reading, I'm getting confirmation from independent sources that have nothing to do with religion, that these facts, I mean, they're turning out to not just be theories or arguments, they're turning out to be fact. That was terrifying, because it made me, without even realizing it, lose faith in what I was born and raised with. So I've lost faith in that. So I now feel a sense of disconnect and no longer belonging to being Sunni. But then I'm not Ahmadi either, because I haven't got that far. So I'm in a state of limbo. Imagine it all turned out to not be true and to not be correct and to not be the right sect. Why would I involve my parents so early on? I wanted to find out for myself and then involve them if the need arose. And it did, and that time came after about 1.5 years. And I was so scared, and I did so much dua before even like broaching certain subjects with her. So what I used to do is, I used to like do a quick dua that, oh Allah, she's cooking right now, so her mind is busy, she's occupied. So I'm going to quickly go in there, show her a short clip, and like plant a seed. You need to make that seed grow. Like, I'm doing my bit, but you as my creator and my helper, you need to do yours. And it became almost like a friendship, if I can say that without sounding arrogant, that Allah would do something for me, and in my head I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, yes, it was you, because no one else did that. Like, it couldn't have been anyone else, that was you. Even little things like, oh Allah, I need to talk to my mum about this that I've read today. I'm scared. Put her in a good mood. Just make her mood good, so that when I say it, she doesn't switch and she doesn't flip out on me.